Severe anxiety is one of the most common mental illnesses in the world today. It can be found across the world, and statistically, at least one time in our lives, everybody will experience one bout of extreme anxiety. However, what really is anxiety, and what can we do to prevent and tackle it? On this week's episode of GetPsyched, we're going to look into that in a little bit more detail. Welcome guys to another episode of GetPsyched, and as I've already said, we're going to be looking at anxiety this week. So what is anxiety? Well, fundamentally anxiety is a constant state of concern, fretfulness or worry. Anxiety is not just simply being nervous, it's not a random condition. It's a real condition that has catastrophic effects on people's lives. In truth, anxiety is actually a perfectly normal experience for people to have. It's normal to feel anxious about certain situations, and at times it's actually vital that we do feel anxious. In truth, the normality of anxiety can actually make it really difficult for us to understand how extreme anxiety can affect people in such drastic ways. However, there are times when anxiety can turn chronic and turn into what we call Generalised Anxiety Disorder, or GAD. This is where our anxiety becomes chronic and actually affects our daily lives and our decision making. For some, GAD can be as a cause of traumatic life events, and for others, the cause can really be unknown. Excessive worry, irrational fears, difficulty sleeping, muscle tension headaches are all examples of severe anxiety disorders. Again, at some point in our lives, everybody will experience symptoms such as these. It's when these symptoms become so large that they start to vastly impact our lives that we can start to consider generalized anxiety disorder. Understanding anxiety can actually be one of the biggest challenges in treating it. So what can we do to treat chronic anxiety? Well, if you think that your anxiety is out of control and really impacting on your life, then the best advice I could give is to make an appointment with your GP. However, there are a few really effective, empirically studied interventions that you can take on yourself that can help with your anxiety. The first one of these is exercise. Research has proven time and time again the link between exercise and improvement in anxiety. Something as short as a 20-minute walk each day can have dramatic effects on generalized anxiety disorder, so this is definitely something to try. The second one is diet. Research has shown again that improving your diet can have an overall positive impact on generalized anxiety disorder. In addition to this, moderating or being conscious of your caffeine intake can also have a positive effect. If your diet is poor, or if you intake too much caffeine, then the likelihood is that your symptoms of anxieties won't really dissipate that much, so these are steps that you definitely can take. Third step is reaching out. Investing in initiatives like reaching out to other people, reaching out to charities or wider group networks can be something that's really beneficial for those suffering from anxiety. Knowing that you're not on your own and that you have a support network around you can be really beneficial. Fourth point is relaxation techniques. Again, studies have shown that adopting relaxation techniques such as meditation can have a profound impact on anxiety symptoms. Taking as little as 5 or 10 minutes a day to focus on relaxation can have a positive impact on anxiety symptoms. And my fifth and final tip is talking therapies. Now, I'm not trying to be biased here as a counselling psychologist in training, but talking therapies can have a profound impact on anybody suffering from any kind of anxiety. If and when you decide to see your GP regarding anxiety that you think is having more and more of an impact on your life, then please do not rule out talking therapy. Research and studies show time and time again the impact that seeing a therapist or seeing a counsellor can have on those suffering from anxiety. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to GetPsyched today. This week we've been having a little short introduction about anxiety. We've looked at what anxiety is and the ways that we can help prevent and tackle anxiety. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you next week.